Hello, Isla. Oma here. Opa's off sailing. Opa and I asked you, what country would you like to visit? The first thing right out of your mouth was Africa. So what we're going to do in this video is show you different parts of Africa from two different visits. The first time I went with Opa and Hannah. Remember Auntie Hannah that lives with Debbie? You met her at your birthday last year. You met her before that, but you might not remember. Hannah and Oma and Opa went to Africa when you were 3 years old. And we left from Amsterdam down to Africa. And we went on a safari and we saw animals, big animals, like you see in the zoo. We saw in the wild, in nature, in Botswana, in a country called Botswana. And then we went to South Africa also. You went to South Africa too with your mama to see your friend and her baby there. Remember that? Okay. And then the second time, I alone went by myself to a place called Zululand. Zululand is in South Africa, in this area where the Zulu people live, and they are very poor, and they need a lot of help. And so I went as a nurse, and I helped them and assisted them in their homes because they live so far away, they couldn't get to a clinic or a hospital. Okay, so we're going to do two different things here. And first, I hope you enjoy it. First of all, I'm going to start off with a couple of maps because I want to show you, like, where is Africa? And how far away is it from where you live? Okay, here we go. So, Isla. Hey, guys, get out of the way. Hey, trolls, get out of the way. What are these guys doing? So, here's a couple maps. First one is the world map, like you have in your house. You can see how far is Amsterdam from California. That's a long way. Then you can see how far down it is to go to Africa. Okay, look at this. Okay, that first map shows, like, can you find yourself Amsterdam? You're like in the little middle at the top and a big red line over to California. You know how when you come to California, it takes like 10 hours in a plane and you're really tired and you have a lot of meals? And then the red line straight down takes you to the very bottom of Africa. That's where Opa and I and Hannah went. And so it's about 8 hours, almost as long. See how far away it is? Okay, now we're going to see a map. Guys, get out of the way, trolls. We see a map just of Africa. See you can look for the red line at the bottom. That's where I went. But look at all the other lines on this map. Guys, get out of here. I want to see. Get out of here. God. Okay. All the lines on the map show all the different countries, Isla. That's why I couldn't teach you any Zulu, any African words, because there's all these different languages. There's not just one language. So I'm not doing any words for this one. Okay? So now finally comes to the good part, sweetie pie. You've been patient listening to me. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Here's a few pictures of some animals that we saw in the wild, in nature, in Botswana. Look at this. Weren't those cool? we were riding in a Jeep. Okay, I put a picture of Hannah in there so that you remember her, remind you who she was. She's not one of the wild animals we saw on safari. Okay, so we were in a Jeep and we drove around, and then the guide would see these animals and stop and tell us all about why they're there and what they're doing. Aren't they beautiful? The most beautiful things in the whole wide world. Isla, it was magnificent. So next, that's what we saw on safari. Now I'm going to start on the time where I went as a nurse, okay? This first shot that I'm going to show you next is a picture of a small grocery store. Okay, when I said small, I meant small. That is where I bought my bananas. I was there for a month. That's where I bought my bananas. Every other day I went there, and my guide took me to buy bananas. I'm going to show this picture again, and I want you to notice that the two people, we asked them if it's okay to take their picture of their store, of their shop, and they looked away from the camera. Look at this again. Isla, did you notice in the picture, the woman and the man look away? So when we asked if we could take a picture of their store, they looked away. Because these are Zulu people. The Zulu people believe in spirits, good spirits and bad spirits. The good spirits help take care of them and protect them, and the bad spirits can hurt them. They believe that if you look in a camera, that the camera will steal the good spirits away from you, and so they will never look in a camera. Isn't that interesting? I find that just so interesting. Isla, here are some pictures of where the Zulu people live. Some of their homes are little square homes, and some of them are round homes. Hey, Isla, did you notice that I put in the basket of our little kittens in there when I was showing you pictures of all the big animals? Did you catch that? You're going, hey, those are not wild animals from the safari. Yeah, those are my 4 little kitties that I have right now. Maybe next time we talk, you can see them again, okay? Now, next I want to show you a picture of a woman named Shwele. Shwele was my translator because the people in Zululand that I was taking care of don't speak English. So how did I talk to them? I talked to them through Shwele. And this is a really nice picture of her because it's in her native natural clothes that she wears to work every day. She's beautiful. Isla, what did you think of the houses where the Zulu people live? Is it just like your home in Amsterdam? No. People are very poor. In those little homes, they have maybe 8 or 10 people, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, and some aunties sometimes living with them too. So Shwele is a really wonderful person. She translated for me. The next little picture I'm going to show you is a picture of 2 little boys. I went to a home to take care of the grandma who was very sick. In the home was also 2 little baby twin boys. Actually, they weren't babies. They're almost 2 years old. They were almost 2. They were a little younger than Freya. And they weren't walking. One of them was not walking. One was walking and running around, and one was not walking. He was not even crawling. I said, what is going on with this little boy? Look at this. So I examined the one little boy. You can see my arms, and I'm checking his legs. He seemed healthy, and he was the same size, but there was something wrong with his legs. Every time I tried to stand him up, he flopped down. The other boy was running around and normal, and the family members were all carrying this boy. So I said, okay, please stop carrying him until we can get him checked out. But he doesn't have good muscles. His muscles in both of his hips were not strong and were not holding him up. So I got a therapist out, a physiotherapist. your mom and dad have seen physiotherapists, and they checked this baby out, and they said this baby has what is called floppy legs. So I caught that and got her out there, and now this is what we found that would help this little boy. So we were able to buy this little boy one of those little walkers that we put him in. You can see his legs. Go back and look at his legs. His legs are skinny, thin, much more so than the healthier twin. So it really worked. That helped hold him up and strengthen his legs. And by the time I left at the end of the month, he was crawling, which he wasn't, and he's able to stand up a little bit. And they told me later, yes, he's now starting to walk. If I hadn't found that, Isla, if I had not found that little boy, he would be permanently, forever, not able to walk because his legs, his muscles and his legs could not grow and catch up. But because I found him in time, he's able to be a normal little boy. Isn't that cool? Okay, now is finally the good part. We're going to show you a couple little videos. I went to like a Hestia, a child care place where little children were being taken care of for the daytime when their mommies went to work and daddies went to work. And I had to check on their nutrition and what they were eating, which you can tell me what you think after you see this video. And but I want you to notice how the children reach for food. In the Zulu culture, you never reach for food with one hand. You always reach for food with two hands. Look at this. This is so cute and so sweet.
What's that? What's that? Konishakwazi ukuthi sinkwa wena bani akukho manje woza papa sondelani sondela isitimela Simela awo hamba kanjani Simela awo hamba kanjani Simela awo hamba kanjani Simela awo hamba kanjani
Yeah. What do you think of the food that they were eating? They had a little piece of white bread and a piece of bologna. It's not very healthy, but I wanted you to see inside this daycare center. Doesn't look the same as Hestia, does it? And the food that they're eating doesn't look like the food that you get, does it? The Zulu are very, very poor, but I also think it's a very wonderful gesture to always reach for something with two hands. And now in the next video is a video of Shwele, my guide, who was helping to teach them English. Look at this.
Thank you, Tisha. 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 Hey.
Okay, Isla, that's about all the time we have for Africa. But I wanted you to meet Elsa. You helped me name the kitties that we have. And this is Elsa, and she's the queen. Do you know that she is in charge of all of the other animals? I didn't even know that when I named her, but she's the leader of the pack. She is the queen. Enjoyed your little visit to Africa, and I'm going to finish with a couple of other little animal photos that I don't know if you've seen, and I saved the very best one for last. That's a couple of little monkeys. Doing some monkey business. I love you, sweetie. Mwah. Bye. Till we talk again. I love you.